today we are here with the award-winning MC Barber.
Hey everyone, this is MC Barber. Today I have an old gentleman's haircut for you. I decided to make this haircut a little bit different than I usually make my haircuts. I try to usually do haircuts by the book, with a precision um, technique that you are taught in the school. But today I decided to do this one slightly different. I decided to do it the way we do haircuts every day in the barbershop or a salon, when we are behind or when we want to rush a little bit, we want to cut a corners rather than go by the book and follow the section by section. So here what I'm doing is, first I decide how much I want to take off. I show my client and he says, yeah, that's fine, about half of it. And I'm starting from the right temple and I'm taking sections. This is how you will see in many barbershops and salons. They will be taking sections rather going palm to palm and going quarter of inch sections when you got to see your guide in every cut, which is actually the proper way to do, but a lot of times a lot of barbers and hairdressers actually don't follow that system. So what I'm doing here is as you can see, I'm doing something that is really done very often in a barbershop, but I can still see my guide. When I'm taking my section there, you see how thin the sections are, and I'm almost picking up the hair, the section right on the place where I left off. That way I don't have big jumps from one section to another section. So as you can see, I can see my guide right there. I'm trying not to take huge sections, so I can basically, I don't want to go from one side to another side in 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. I'm still trying to take a lot of sections. That way my cut comes out more even. Another thing I'm doing here is from occipital bone and down, I didn't cut the hair. I kind of left it all the same, left it alone for now. So next thing, instead of cutting from the crown, I started from the front. That's another thing we see a lot. Again, I'm trying to pick up the hair right in the spot where I left it. That way my cutting comes out more even. I'm not finishing the top only in 2-3 sections, even though his hair is pretty thin. So this is another way that haircuts are done in the barbershops and salons. And this is really, if you do it this way, this is, I think, pretty good way to follow it. But you take your sections close to one another, as you can see here. So now I'm connecting the top with the back. I'm connecting the top with the sides. Trimming his bangs a little bit. I usually don't like to make the bangs even unless his hair is very thin. If the person has thicker hair, I kind of like to make them slightly uneven, and I like to texturize them. On all gentlemen, usually you gotta trim the eyebrows, trim the ear hair. Alright, so my next thing here would be to cut the nape area and sideburns area a little shorter. So we are keeping this kind of longer. I'm going to use number 8 or 1 inch. And I'm going to cut that up to occipital bone and blend it into my scissor cut. A lot of times barbers and hairdressers will start with this first and then do the scissor cut. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can do that as well. I just chose this time to do it this way. So you can do this part first and then you can do your scissor work after this. Now I have 1/2 inch or number 4 I just like to get the nape area slightly closer. I won't go as high though. Now I'm making this haircut very simple and easy for a person who is trying to learn how to do cut hair in the salons and the barbershops. But this could also be done with a scissor over comb. It will just take more time, so I decided to do it for the technique, for the video with a clipper and make it easy. Here now I'm gonna create a line. I'm gonna use my edgers. I always cut the line first, either on the sides or on the bottom, and now then you connect them. I try to keep it as wide as possible, or rather pretty natural with a hairline. Now I'm gonna go to my next step, clean around the ears a little bit more. I'm not going too high, even though it kind of looks like on the video here, but I'm trying to stay mostly around the ear. As you can see here, I'm not going high whatsoever. Now I'm going to also use again number 4 or half an inch. Do the same thing I did in the nape area. Honestly, I kind of enjoy doing this type of haircuts. These days we've been doing so many fades and you know, shape ups and blow drying and styling, and for change it's kind of nice to get something nice and simple and traditional. So sometimes when I get a client like this, I really enjoy it. It really is fun to do a haircut like this. Here, just to make sure around the ears is nice and clean. Same thing on the other side, clean the hairlines. Alright, now for this step, this is when you do scissor over comb. I decided to do clipper over comb instead, just to show you a different technique. I'm trying to make sure that my haircut is nice and even. So instead of doing scissor over comb, this is equivalent to it. I'm using all-purpose comb with my edges. The hair is being fine. I'm really not cutting much at all. That's why I'm able to go pretty fast with the edges. Otherwise, if you are removing a lot of bulk, your edges are not really strong enough, especially if you go that fast. So this is pretty much what I'm doing right there. It's a nice technique. It helps you refine your haircut, remove any excess hair that you might have left behind, especially when you do the sections the way with the scissors, the way I did on this haircut, and you don't follow like a precise quarter of an inch section one after another. Rather, you actually are visualizing or eyeballing how much you're taking for a section. So this is definitely important to do on the end, either this or scissor over comb. And for the end, if you don't do this for all gentlemen, they'll be pretty upset because this is the best part of the haircut for them. They like straight edge razor. This is something that was very popular. And there it is, folks. Oh, hairspray to style it. And thank you very much for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, MC Barber.